So good morning, internet land. Countrymarro here. Welcome back to the Countrymarro YouTube channel. Guys, I'm gonna be blunt with you guys. All of this greenery that you guys see here, this is my in-grown garden. This area, I will be demolishing it in a matter of days. Further in the video, I'll explain to you guys why I'm going to get rid of all of this. But I'm not just going to get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of it and something more. So continue watching. These are some 10 by 4. So they're 10 feet long and 4 inches in height. I'll be using these to make some in-grown garden bed. These are pretty much inexpensive. They are $7 a piece, meaning $14 can make you an in-grown garden bed. I'm trying to make this series as simple as possible for the new gardener. So I'm going through it step by step, but before I get there, let me just explain something to you guys. So just in case you're using a car, these are 10 by 4. So they're 10 feet long, 4 inches high. What you're gonna do, in Home Depot, you can ask them to cut the board for you whenever you buy them. So if you have a car, what you're gonna do, you're gonna get these board to be cut at 7 feet long. So when you cut them at 7 feet long, you're gonna have 3 feet leave. Those 3 feet are gonna be the short side of your bed. So the beds are gonna be 3 feet wide and 7 feet long. That's a perfect bed for any gardener. But Countrymarro, what if I can't stoop so low or bend to deal with a bed like this? This is too low for me. No problem. You're just gonna go ahead and add one more on top like this. This is coming up, and if you want, you can put another one on top. But what I'm going for a budget-friendly in-grown garden bed, and these are the most budget-friendly board I could come across. These are treated lumber. They are 10 feet long, which is perfect. You can cut them down 7 feet, so you have a 7 by 3 bed, which is also perfect. Most of our vegetables, if we have compost or any form of organic matter, to throw in these beds 4 inches above ground, because they're going to be in-ground beds, so it's just your regular soil, native soil is going to be at the bottom. So if you should put down compost with manure, leaves, barks, whatever you're going to put in your bed, brings it up to that 4 feet mixed in, you can go ahead and plant your plants. I know I said barks, and I have something to say to you guys about barks. Avoid putting in wood chip directly inside of your bed, because it competes with your young plants for nitrogen, especially when you're growing lettuce, cabbages, things like kale, your green stuff. Avoid putting it in to your beds and your containers, because bark compete with your plants for nitrogen, because the bark is looking for that nitrogen to break down also. So you can put bark in your pathways where you don't want weed to be coming up. Here's where you put your bark in your garden. Otherwise, put your bark in your composting bin for it to compost, and you can get it then to use in your garden. I think it was 3 videos ago we went over container filling. I'll be going over it again with you guys. Many of you guys have reached out to me on in my email. Many of you guys have reached out to me through email and saying that you guys would want more detail on how I go about setting up everything. So I'm starting all over again. If you're going to go with only my container part of the gardening, what I would advise you guys to do is start getting in your containers. These containers, I think, I don't remember the price of these containers, but they're very inexpensive. I think I got 20 of them for like $20 or $19, maybe $1 one or less than $1 one, maybe 75 cents a one on Amazon. I would have to find the link. But they're quite inexpensive in comparison to your plastic containers. And with these, if you're in a climate like Central Florida or even South Florida, these will work well also using my technique. A lot of experienced gardeners will tell you that these containers dries out a lot in the subtropic climate, and they're not lying, they're telling the truth. However, if you're using more soil than organic matter, the soil will hold more moisture and nutrient in these grow bags. So you have to know what you're doing with these grow bags. But those garden channels, they're not lying to you. They're just telling you how they're doing it, because a lot of them are using it like 1/3 compost, 1/3 peat moss, you know. They're doing a different mix from what I am doing here. So if you want to go with your grow bags, get cheap topsoil, start filling your grow bags. Remember, I tell you, leave 4 to 6 inches at the top of your grow bags so you can put your compost, your organic matter, whatever you're going to put on top, you can put it on top and mix it in. Your perlite for beauty and a little bit of aeration, which perlite will work in this case because you're using more topsoil than anything else. So perlite helps out in this situation. You will hear it that perlite is just a beauty because it doesn't cause a lot of aeration. Wrong. Perlite doesn't make a difference when you buy your potting mix from the store, because those are fluffy mixes. Those are already aerated. So with this mix, you will need perlite, or you can add perlite. However, you can go for your peat moss, your cocoa corm. If you have your garden scrap in a decomposing bin and they are all fully decomposed, you can go for them and use them in your container gardening. The next thing about container gardening and adding nutrient to your container garden, everyone these days is making compost. Be careful of how you're using your compost. Whenever you put your organic matter, your kitchen scrap, and whatever you can find to be decomposed, as long as that so-called in the process decomposed matter is carrying a stinky smell, that means it is not properly fermented, so it is not ready to be put on your plant. You're inviting diseases and funguses to your container garden or your raised bed garden. The smell have to be gone from those compost that you're going to be putting in your garden. So you have to wait the time, allow that smell to go away, allow it to decompose properly, and then you can use it. but do not put those compost with those stinky smell onto your plants or around your plants, because you're going to just be inviting problem into your garden. So the peppers I have inside here, they're all blooming, blossoming, and I even have fruit on most of them. I think as I go along, I'll have to leave this pepper bed right here and work around it, because I do not have enough pepper in my deep freeze or in my pantry area. I do not have enough pepper, so I will have to keep this pepper area here until I'm done with all of this, but everything else will have to go. We went ahead a few weeks ago or a month ago, and we set a few suckers from my tomato plants. We'll have to do that process over again, because I'm getting rid of all of this, and I will need to keep most of my old tomato plant to put into the new garden which I'll be creating. We'll go over again where I'm gonna get a few suckers, just to show to you guys that when the summer month comes in and your tomatoes are dying back, you can save a few suckers from them to have suckers to plant during your fall growing season, especially here in Florida, because yes, we have a long grow season. However, when you plant tomatoes in spring, it turns out to be a short growing season for your tomatoes, because you have to replant again maybe in late August, early September to get that fall. So your fall crop is going to be your longest period. Even though we go by we say we have summer, spring, winter, and fall or autumn here in Florida, it's really 2 spring in Florida. If you're to be true to yourself, Florida has 2 springs, okay? So anytime from October going back, it's actually spring in Florida again for your garden. I have a fully functioning ingrown garden that is beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to destroy it. Nothing is wrong with it. Everything is lush and beautiful. I'm just going to go ahead and start over, because most people these days are watching a gardening channel that they can't see where things had begun. I'm going to take you there. So come along with me and I'll show you guys how you start a backyard garden, ingrown and container. After I get rid of everything that is over there, I want to take you guys through the process from step 1. And one of the main reasons why I'm going to get rid of that garden is I'm doing YouTube now, and it's hard to teach people with a garden like that. I'm not getting the correct angle, or I have to be moving away things to show you guys things. That is the way I love to garden. However, there's a different way which is similar to it, which I'll be doing. So what I'm doing now is a type of poly companion planting. You can call everything in one, but all those fancy names, what I'm doing over there is just the old traditional way of gardening, that's all. So it doesn't matter the fancy name that we come up with now. This is how it has always been done in ground, and everything planting together like that, where you're having little to no disease or fungal issues. So when I'm going in with my ingrown bed now, I'll explain to you guys as I go along, because it's going to be new for me also, but I have the experience with farming and doing ingrown planting overall. So I will structure my plant in such a way where it's like a so-called companionship then, as what I see everyone calling it. But for me, I just mix plant and plant. Yes, it may be companionship. I'm gonna yield to it. So that is one. The next thing is for people that doesn't want to do the in-ground, I'm also offering the container gardening. So whether you're gonna do it in grow bags like I'm doing, or you're gonna go in pots like what I have my ornamental in, it doesn't matter. I just want to start over and take you guys from scratch. A few of the emails that I got, people keep saying that they want to start, but they feel like a failure because so many people are ahead of them and they don't know where to start. Well, no, I'm not ahead of you. I'm going to go back and I'm going to start with you. I'm going to make this play field even or level. So please subscribe to the channel and follow through on what we're doing here. Maybe you don't have to do things exactly like I'm doing. I have no blueprint, but you can come along and you can take what you may from what I'm doing, and we can go along and get our gardens in for this fall 2025. So you that's watching there and know you gave up on the garden, you over there, and know that you're saying that you're not going outside again to clean those raised beds that you have. Let's do it together. Countrymarro is starting over with you. I'm talking to you. Yes, we're starting over. So come along with me and let's do this. This is a short video. In my next video, maybe I'll start cutting tomato suckers and saving a few things. I have a lot of green onions. I have to, well, my wife is going to preserve those and we can just start all over again. I have a ton of green onions in my garden, so I won't have to go into the store to get green onions to replant for my new garden. But I'll go to the store and get a few and show you guys how to start them. I'll show you guys again how to start your fall thyme, and we'll go through this process together. So stick with me and let's do this. So thank you for watching this video on how we're going to go about and restart this entire garden. Please remember to like, share, subscribe to the Countrymarro YouTube channel. Stick along with me through this journey and also join me on this journey where we transform this backyard and your backyard also into a lush, beautiful garden where we and our family can harvest and eat from. Countrymarro, God bless you all. Remember, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere. See you in the next one.